Last time I checked, the earth was still standing. Heaven ain't past, and his words forever lasting. It is never changing, always be the same. Today, tomorrow, forever. Forever, forever, mean just that. Everything in scripture should fit around that.
So I would say, I was a believer my whole life. I've been in churches, you know what I mean? I've been in and out of churches. In many different kinds of churches. I'm the oldest of 11 kids. And so my mom struggled with some different fathers. And so like she was always, in some kind of struggling situations trying to provide for us. And so it led us to a lot of different churches. So I still remember teachings and services, through Jehovah's Witness churches we went to. So just scattered, thoughts throughout my life of having an idea who he was, like, God of the Bible and what Jesus did for me. And so I had an uncle that I used to look up to when I was about 14, 15. And he was, I grew up in the streets of Vegas. And so I was born and raised in Vegas. And so my uncle, I'd look up to him and, he was Mexican mafia and he was the dope man, but he'd always read his Bible. And so I'd be like, man, I want to be like this guy, you know what I mean? And so I thought at a young age, it's like,
what's your
preach, and I read, so my mom's Hispanic. Her dad was from Mexico and her mom's from Spain. And then on my dad's side, it's, Irish and a couple different scattered European ethnicities. And so I'm kind of a mixture. So
copy that.
But yeah. So I looked up to my uncle, and I remember having these, was a big part of, and then fast forward, like today, he
praise Yah. Go share some love to your boy Michael, aka Syncere4Yah. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the description box below. Go share some love to your boy. If you like content like this coming from Devoted to Yah, hit that like, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit all them buttons. If YouTube comes up with new buttons, hit those buttons too, okay? But in the meantime, leave a comment down below. What did you like about this video? You got any questions? I'm here for you.
Yeah, so we're on your uncle right now. You looked up to him. He read the Bible. He was a Mexican mafia, you said. Whew, that guy. Interesting. What an interesting.
He was facing 25 years to life in Texas prison. And then, he got out of it and he really, was on this journey to give his life, to the Most High. And so these things kind of just stuck with me. My mom got truly saved. My mom got truly saved when I was about 9. I remember her coming home from a concert that she had went to, a Christian concert. And she gave up, like she came home and she threw away all my toys, like all my He-Mans and the skeleton stuff and the Smurfs and everything that was like wicked. She's like, all this stuff's wicked. All it's got to go. No more Disney movies, like all that magic. She's like, all this got to go. This 30 years ago, 30 some years ago. I didn't understand it at the time, but that kind of like these things stuck with me.
How old are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
43.
43. So you were like 13 years old?
I was like 9 at this time, 8, 9 years old at this time, 10, maybe 10. Yeah, I was young.
Okay.
So these things kind of stuck with me, but it took me being homeless on the streets of LA in 2013 to really know who he was. And that's when like everything changed. He became
How old
real.
were you when you were homeless? Like when did that start?
Homeless, you figure it started 2012. I was homeless about a year, like on the streets from Vegas to LA. And in that period of time, that's when were you
an older teenager? Were you a young adult?
No, so at this point, so you got to think, so at this point in time, I was 30, let's see, what am I? I'd have been 30, 31, 32.
Okay. All right, so you were already 32. Out and about on your own in your mom's house, and you're just, I guess, living your life. You're spreading your wings, right? Like you're out of the home now, and What path did you choose? What did you do?
So at that point, like I'd already had, I got 8 kids. So you figure at that point in life, I had already had 5 kids, right? Failed marriages and relationships. And so the last one had failed. And so I was kind of just got done doing some time in Utah. And then so I was real, I was probably at the best place I've been in my life, being clean off of drugs and stuff like that. And then within, a short period of time, I went to the worst place that I was at. Selling drugs led me to being homeless in the streets of LA through bad decisions. And so that's really where, everything changed. And he answered prayers. It'd been like he split the Red Sea in front of me. It was to the equivalent of that, where the way he was working to me when I was homeless, I could never deny who he was from that point. So he became real. It was no longer somebody I saw other people having this relationship with, like my mom or my uncle. But for me, it became personal. And it was for the first time where it was like, okay, I know you exist. I know you're, who you say you are. And so that started the journey, man, of where I'm at now. And it was a long road. It was a long road to shed all the things, because I was woke up to his Shabbat. I was woke up to holidays being pagan all at the same time. And it took me till 2018 to get rid of Christmas and Easter and these pagan things. And then 2019, 2020 to actually start looking at what Shabbat really was and keeping it, and then walking into, his commandments and his Torah through that time. And so I was stiff-necked, man. He got my attention a long time ago. I was like, I feel like I missed the class. He's like, calling me, and I went back into my vomit and wrestled with him better. I think that's how I look at it. I was out there in the wilderness wrestling with him like Jacob, And so, yeah.
Wow. So at the age of your your later 30s, you would say you started to come to the truth. And then till recently, like, how did you land in the place where you're at now? Because I feel like you're at a special place. Like you're kind of at this, if I'm not mistaken, a more shalom, more peaceful place in your walk, a more stable, if I could put it that way. It seems like a more stable position. Like if I was thinking of, we're on a boat, right? Like putting up the sail, you're kind of coasting now. You kind of found a rhythm. Because coming into this walk, right, it's mad, like it's a rabbit hole, right, of stuff coming into this walk, right? So some people come in and they're really angry and aggressive and Torah terrorists, like, if you will. But like, where you at? How did you land where you are now? What's that progression been?
Loose. It started with a Sabbath. He led me to command.